welcome to the Pit Stop. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, whoever you are. This is the Pit Stop. Glad you came through. Glad you passed through with us today, tonight. It is hump day. It's Wednesday all day. And we're glad we made it to the midweek of this week and almost the end of February. I'm your host, the Grand Queen, coming at you tonight. And we've got our phenomenal hotspots of the show tonight. Our Trey Wiz, our producer Trey Wiz.
What's up, Queen? How you?
Hey King.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Thank goodness it's a new day
That's
and
what's
looking
up.
forward to having some more fun tonight. Thank God we came through
I'm ready.
and
Yeah, I'm
we
ready.
are here
Glad we
checking
can
in,
do it.
still putting it
Shoot.
down exactly, still putting it
Yeah.
down, advocating for good mental health and having fun. That's a part of it. And before we talk about having fun, and hopefully we had some fun from our last meet together, just a friendly reminder. Our friendly disclaimer: the information in our videos are not intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content, including text, graphics, images, and information contained, is for general information purposes only and do not replace a consultation. Does not replace a consultation for your own. Please seek consultation with your own doctor and health professionals. Along with what we share, we are just sharing information, sharing valid information with you in your journey, on your journey to good mental health, right? So here we are. Listen, charting our fun. Oh, and listen, this is a month we also want to give a shout out. We want to shout out to our February folks, our February birthday kings and queens. And we
Yes,
got
all
one here
Pisces. Shout
tonight.
out to the
All
Pisces.
exactly. And we hope that you guys are having some fun. We popped a question. I had to pop a question, hopefully we're having fun. We say have fun, no chaser. Just
You
get to
better.
it, get with it, get
You
through it.
better. Right. You better. You better do
You
something.
understand? You better
Yeah.
do something. You better do. It's crucial. It's crucial to celebrate because you're celebrating your life. You're celebrating your life. We celebrate other people's lives. There's so many different rites of passages to celebrate in.
hmm
Well, there is celebrating sometimes is a rite of passage. It depends what it is. At any rate, it should be sheer enjoyment, safe
hmm
enjoyment,
You don't have to
sound
do the most.
enjoyment.
You don't have to
Exactly.
do the most. Not at
You
all.
really don't. Something
Right.
simple, but not what?
Simple but not basic. Exactly that part.
Simple, not basic. We all share laughter and shared experiences. We share. We got to have some kind of, some people said they need a vacation, a staycation, some kind of cation,
Some type of something.
uh, some type
Take a
of
breather.
something.
Take a
Thank
breather every
you.
once in a while.
Yes, holler at somebody, say, listen, how you doing today? Send them a text or something or just play some games. Anything that can integrate fun into your life. And I didn't even know the percentage of fun that people need to have. Sometimes you need to have fun, but there's got to be like an amount of fun that you at
A
least,
space for it or something. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it makes
I'm
sense.
telling you, what type of
hmm
fun do most people like to have? And do you think it matters across generations, Trey?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it is. I mean, because when you're older, and my thing is, some things come with age, and I'm not saying because you're older, you're limited, but I think the older you get, the simpler things get. You don't want to go to the club. You not, if you 50, 60 years old, I mean, you might, I'm not, I don't care. I ain't mad
It
at you if you do,
depends,
but it
right?
depends. But most likely, you want to do something, subtle. You want to do something in the house. You want to do something maybe with your hands, crafting or something that you can build. You don't want to do all that. Simplicity is okay. Being simple is all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for what I understand, some of the younger generations, millennials and Generation X and of the sorts, they're rethinking their fun time. They're like, They because first of all, they think about money, think about their finances,
If
and
you're
they're like,
limited, are your resources,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Are
they're
you
like
limited or
limit.
not?
Maybe they limited in the club. Maybe
Yeah.
they're limiting, like in taking their money and reinvesting the money because it costs money to go to the club. You got to pay for drinks. You
Everything's
got to
up.
pay
Everything
for
is
the
up.
everything.
It's
Water
expensive.
itself. Even if you just purchase water, a bottle of water from the club, come on, that could
Well,
be
you're gonna
anywhere.
get talked about. Yeah, in this culture, you get talked about. If you ain't trying to pop one or two bottles, you ain't doing nothing at the
Exactly,
bar. Yeah,
exactly.
they're gonna talk about you.
They're like, "What's the purpose of you coming?"
But doing something simple is, and I'm not cutting you off at all. But doing something simple is actually all right. As opposed
Yeah,
to like speaking of the birthdays, right? As opposed to going out to eat. And this is one thing, a point that I made to people that asked me today, like, what did you do for your birthday? Blah 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 blah. And I'm blessed to say that I have the ability to say, "Oh, I'm tired of eating out," because I do realize and acknowledge the fact that it is a luxury to say that. And, not saying that in a boastful way, but most people can't, always go out and celebrate, always, or get used to or tired of something like that.
right.
So I wanted to stay at home this year. My aunt made some, nice little things that I like, enjoy. We had some fish and chicken and stuff like that. And that was good. We watched a
Shout out to
movie.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Shout
And that
out
was,
to
but
Auntie. Much love, Auntie.
yeah, thank you and I thanked her for doing that
Hmm.
because this was the best birthday and it was the simplest. And we were all saying like,
Wow.
just being around the house and enjoying each other, laughing as loud as you want to, or whatever. You weren't looking over your shoulder or thinking about trying to be quiet because there's people around, and so it was just different.
Right. That's
Shout out to
true.
the Bob Marley fans. That it was a nice to go see that movie. So simple,
Wow. And it
simple,
was
not
packed.
basic. And it
I
was so
tell
yeah,
you, it was
yeah.
packed.
For
People are
for good
packing out
reason.
the movie theaters. They really are. That is
For good
so good.
reason.
Something simple and you enjoyed it.
Yeah. And
You
it
you
was
felt
better. It
safe.
was better
Yeah, it was
than
a good
doing the
space.
most. It was better than doing the
Exactly.
most. Yeah.
That's true. You wasn't bumping into nobody. You weren't worried
Yeah.
about, bad attitudes and,
Exactly. How
from
long the food
and
taking and
space.
all that. Yep.
Yeah,
All
yeah, the
simple stuff.
space.
So it was
Exactly.
nice. So do
Because
something
it's a
simple.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot to contend with these days with so many COVID is still happening and and other
Still
things.
rampant.
So
Still rampant.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so you got to consider that you got to prepare in so many different ways before you even go out. There's so much to consider. So that's why having fun with no chaser, you the simplified it is, I believe the more fun you have.
As long as you take your time. That's all. As long as you
Right,
take your
right.
time doing whatever it is, you good.
Exactly. And we're
Just do
glad you
something.
got to have some fun, Trey. We are
Yeah.
so glad
Oh
you
no,
got
no,
to have
I
deep
had an
fun.
excellent birthday, so I have no complaints. Like I had my sister over and my mom over, so I have
Cool.
no complaints. Got some nice little things for my birthday. The older you get, the more simpler it gets. So it can be
That's
simple, but
true.
not basic at the same time. So I had
Yeah,
a jam-packed birthday. So I appreciate
absolutely.
everybody that, gave me cards, and I didn't bring all the cards to show on camera and all that, but cards from coworkers and like customers and balloons and stuff people bought me, and a cake from Leah, my GM, and so it was nice.
Oh,
I am
nice,
not complaining. I'm
nice.
not complaining. And
Absolutely.
it was
That is
simple.
so nice.
Didn't cost a lot of
Absolutely.
money or nothing. I said a written card
Yeah.
was enough for me.
All
So
right now.
I'm
All
yeah.
right.
hmm
Listen, attitude for gratitude. I love it.
hmm
I
As long as you
love
have some
that.
fun though, just have some fun.
Yes,
However you do it.
indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. And the more and you had like people who care and love, you know what I mean? And that makes it all the more even
Way
fun
more,
because
yeah,
when you have
effective.
people who love and care for you, people who know you and understand you, and they share those moments with you, it's like it captures like the most perfect time, and it is perfect. It just becomes like the perfect moments in your life.
Hey,
So
Miss
yeah.
Pretty P, how you doing? YouTube comment. Yeah, it is a
Hey.
blessing though. It is a
Yes,
blessing
yes, yes.
to
Thank you.
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
And
when you capture those moments, and because you can't go back and get those moments, all you do is just collect them and remember and just
yeah,
wow and just hold it in your heart. And it brings a lot of joy. It brings a lot of joy.
it does.
Sometimes crazy things happen, but that's
Oh
okay
yeah.
too.
I mean, life gets
Um,
real. Life does
yeah,
get
oh
real. We
yeah.
all know that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we all know
most
that.
definitely,
So
most
we're not gonna
definitely.
fake that one. Yeah.
Oh, for sure now, because I have to laugh. Sometimes I have to laugh at myself. I'll be like, you know what? You have those little moments like you might put something on and you're like, wow, I didn't know I had to tag on backward. You didn't because clothes are so versatile
and
now. You have
and people
tagless
not even gonna
clothes.
tell you. People
And
won't even
people ain't
tell you.
nobody gonna
You
tell
gonna
you
let me
looking
slip.
that
You
you
gonna
look
let me
like
go
you
out there.
bugging or
You gonna
nothing.
let me
Nobody
go
gonna
out
tell
there
you.
looking crazy.
And
You just
just
gonna
look
allow it.
just
See?
like that. And then when
Right.
I looked at the fashion world, I was like, well, you know what? The backward look is in the fashion world.
The backwards
I'm
look,
like,
the
but for
ripped
me,
jeans is still a thing for some reason, but I can't get with that. I'm sorry.
I said, me
I ain't
either,
buying
Trey.
nothing. I
Me
ain't buying
either.
nothing that look like I need to throw it away. I
I'm
ain't
telling you,
spending no
the
money.
I call it the enfrayed look, and my
Right.
parents used to call it the pauper look.
And I
Just,
hope I ain't
just,
getting
just look
older
pauper.
because I feel like a lot of stuff I'm starting to judge now. Like not judge, but like just kind of like, so
Well,
I hope it's not getting older,
no,
you know?
no, I just believe that you're just critiquing things,
Yeah.
that's a part of critiquing, our lives. When we find that our flavors are changing, we all have a
Hmm.
different flavor, and those flavors should never ever reflect a replica of what society says we are or society says who we are. You just critiquing your life. You just
You're right
that's
about
all.
that. That's
That's
that's a
all.
good
You
okay. That's
being
a good
you,
way
you
to put
being
that,
the
Queen.
yeah, the best
Yeah.
version of you.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm.
pretty P. She feels us.
Absolutely.
She feel what we saying.
Absolutely. All right now,
But,
Pretty P. Oh,
but
thank
one
you for
thing,
hanging tight with us.
yeah, well, I
You're all
appreciate
right
that.
now. We do
This is the
appreciate
pit
that.
stop, brought to you by Just Stop It, which is the main part of the movement that we're doing. So we're overall talking about mental health. So this is the pit stop where we just, we it's just what it is. That's what I named it, is the pit stop it, because it's a quick interaction. So whether you stay for 2 or 3 minutes, holler at us, just stop by, catch a vibe. Like at least you get a taste of what we're about. So this is lighter
Exactly.
conversation. This is trying to get a feel for people, trying to get out there, trying to give people a taste of what we're given, so to speak.
Yes, yes,
So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So we've been
Absolutely.
covering,
Shout out to Pretty
yeah,
P. And
for
Pretty
being
P,
in this journey.
listen,
Thank you.
exactly. And anything you would like to share with us on uh, our show tonight on having fun, and what helps to enhance and engage good mental health. That's our mission. To
Yeah,
we're about supporting good mental health and more, and you want to share with us, please don't hesitate. Go on Facebook at Just Stop It, and you will also see our other links. And of course, you found us on YouTube. We love you for that. We love you
that's
like
one
no
of my
other for that.
that's one of my friends that I love to see. I often catch her on the bus. Well, I catch her at different places because we live in the same vicinity. We live in the same area. So shout out to the Marylanders. But thank you for watching, love. This is
Absolutely.
what type of vibes we're on. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Much love to you. Absolutely. And just to share a little fun tip with you, with everybody passing through tonight. Every generation has their idea of fun. Trey, I love what you said. You don't know if you're getting older because you have a
Because I'm
different
starting to block a
taste with
lot. I'm
things.
starting to repel a lot. So I don't know. You know.
And that's what happens when your life improves. You do find yourself repelling things that you just don't embrace anymore. It's not good for you, it's not good to you, it's not good with you, and let alone others around you and things. You do start to critique. So, like each generation, their fun time is different. What they tolerate, and Shannon, our other hot spot of the show, Shannon Gray
My
Chappelle,
mom.
the
Shout out
opulent
to my
one.
mom.
That's right, Trayvon's mom. Two amazing, phenomenal people in this show, the apple and the tree
Thank you.
together. I tell you,
Thank you.
just growing and flourishing in an amazing way. And she said, listen, she just don't tolerate certain things. She can't. She's like, I can't. She has a very low tolerance for certain things, and as she should, and as we
Yeah.
should, because when you find out what works, you find out what doesn't work. What do? You just leave it alone. So yeah, with generations across generations, Z, there's a percentage of fun time that they have. They have 80%. 80% of their time they believe
Well, I
should
mean,
be fun time.
and
Generation Z.
how much of that are they having, and
Are they
how
having?
much of the
Okay.
work is going with that
Are
is
they
my question.
exactly? You
Because
talking about
it's a
80% of
party.
fun?
eighty
That's a party
percent.
all day.
That's not income. Where is the space for the income? Because half of that got to be cut down just for the moment, just for a little bit.
And
Unless you
about
find a formula,
40%.
unless you
Right.
find a formula that allows you to have that 80% while you get your hundred
Right.
percent, then
Exactly.
yeah. But nine times out of ten, no, it's not coming in like that. So come
I
on,
would
y'all.
love to know who's doing that. Like
Yeah,
who's doing that? Are they
but
entrepreneurs? Because now if you're talking
because
about
that is
passion
true.
and
We
fun,
have to consider that because you can be
yeah,
someone who is streaming income from like YouTube or different streams and so there is a lot of money to be made online. So we
it's
can't actually
possible.
close that off nowadays because
Right.
that's one thing people assume is that because I don't like my mom said I kind of I'm repulsed by the word entrepreneur because I just don't like I still don't like the negative. But you can be someone who's not punching a 9 to 5 and can be making well over enough, for your income and what you need to,
Exactly.
to live. So it is possible, but the likelihood of that is kind of slim for the average person. So it's like, unless you got that one thing that really pays you well, 9 times out of 10,
Exactly.
you need to spend more time having balancing your fun. That's it.
Right.
We're not judging here. So it's balancing your fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'd like to know that percentage. We'd like to know the
Yeah,
real percentage on that. That's only the possibilities, 80. We'd like to know the real percentage on that. Please share that with us, right? Now,
that part.
millennials supposed to be 75%, Generation X 70%, baby boomers 65%, silent generation, of course, that is mid-20s, people born in 1920s, 1940s, 60%. Now, the activities for all of these things, Generation Z, online gaming and social media, of course, online and social media.
Right.
The
But I
two
can't.
go
I
hand in hand, but
mm,
80% is still a huge engagement.
yeah.
Millennials, 75% traveling, uh, engaging in music, festivals, and dining out. That part, dining out, you
Well, I
know,
mean that sounds like a lot of spending. I'm not judging. Do what you do. Have your
yeah,
fun. Have your fun.
travel and
If you
music,
because
that's
if you
money
got your budget
across.
together, if you got your
Yeah,
budget right, you can afford to do the spending. At least you know what you got coming in or going out. But I mean, I don't know. That sounds like a lot of spending to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I don't
We'd like to know the real tea on it.
yeah.
We'd
But I feel
love
like
to
it has
know the
to
real
be.
tea.
I feel like it has to be taught at the same time though, because we don't
Yeah,
if we don't have nobody facilitating this stuff, then we can't say nothing about oh,
truth and fact.
that's the thing. We can't say about who's doing what if nobody's facilitating and laying any structure down. Now,
Right,
unfortunately,
exactly.
we don't have any older folks anymore really doing it. Like I'm lucky that half my grandmother, for instance, she right upstairs. And you know how she is
Exactly.
about watching the show right after this, but
Yeah,
like right
shout
after
out
we're
to my
done.
big sis.
She's upstairs. I'm not gonna yell because she'll be like, "Hey," all loud and everything. So she right upstairs. She right upstairs. But we don't have any older generations laying any structure down. Honestly,
Wow.
getting them legs, hitting them legs. We don't have any more
Yeah.
switches. I'm not saying you need to discipline
Wow.
your child a certain way, but we don't have
Uh-huh.
any more switches. Nobody's going to go outside anymore to go find the best one. Before
Oh,
there's no that's a joke, obviously, but there's
yeah,
no
yeah, yeah, yeah.
structure.
And
There's
yeah, no
no
structure.
discipline.
Nobody's
Oh,
teaching discipline.
yeah, people can
Yeah,
care
nobody's
less
teaching really
nowadays.
discipline. Yeah,
Kids can
yeah,
care less.
yeah.
Kids are worse
And
than
the
adults.
things that are coming out of their mouths,
Yeah,
like the explicitives that are coming out of their mouths, and parents are promoting those things um,
because
due
it's
to free
monetary.
speech or
It
creativeness. That's not creativity.
it's
That's pointing
monetary.
to yeah,
It,
it's bananas.
it's monetized. Like the
And
parents doing it together. We talked about this
yes,
our
they
last show.
are. Yes,
Yeah,
they
they're doing
are
it together. So
together.
yeah,
Listen, I was married and with children, and I never ever said nothing in front of my parents. I was
yeah.
scared. I
Well, no,
had that.
I
Not this.
still
I
don't. I'm
wasn't.
sorry.
I was scared
Mm-mm.
because they'll be
Yeah.
like, they'd give me the look,
Oh,
and
that's
then
all
they
you
will call
need.
me by my whole name. Anytime your parents call you by your whole birth name, first, middle, and last, then it's done. Like, okay, what's
Yeah.
next?
See,
So yeah, that
I
level
was
of
always a
respect.
I was always a bunch of different nicknames. So whenever my actual name, just the first name, whenever my actual name was called, even my aunt now, I still be like, why you call me like that? And she was like, well, I just said your name, yeah, but you don't do that unless I did something that you don't like. So
Right,
it's just,
right.
but all of you needed was the look, or them call your
Exactly.
name out and you knew, or the
Exactly.
calling your
You
name
know.
and then all you hear is silence.
Right.
You know, huh, what, hello, yes,
Mhm.
and all of that,
Mhm.
and silence. So you
Yeah.
knew to get up from wherever you were, and so there was just a
Exactly.
certain training that we had,
And your
certain
body
things that,
language,
yeah,
everything. Your
yeah.
body, hey, that's a quick little pop here. I tell you, my
Don't worry
lighting.
about the light. Go ahead and get the light together. Don't worry about the light. We can
Yeah.
keep talking while you're
My
doing it.
lighting is bananas here for a second. Yeah,
But it's
so
the structure,
like
you know.
just re-evaluating how people have fun. You just got to be careful how you have fun, and like you said, structure it. Hiking,
Yeah.
Generation X, they love to hike, go to movies. They like to do DIY, do it yourself projects, which is good. I notice
I
a
was
lot of
getting
people
ready to
love
say.
to do
I was going to say
um
not
do
DUI. I was
yourself.
going to say. I was
Not
going to say no.
DUI, no.
I was
Do
going
it
to say don't
yourself.
say that.
DIU, do it yourself projects saves a lot of money, and you learn a lot, and you
Exactly.
get to engage together. And of course, the silent generation and baby boomers love to garden, community events. And I notice baby
Hmm.
boomers love community events and community advocating. Anything to do with advocating, anything to do with helping the community locally and globally. I notice baby
Hmm.
boomers like to do that. A
Well,
lot of baby boomers.
My friend Pretty P was saying that she said it's true. She said kids having kids, and like we're saying, there's no boundaries, no limits, no restriction. So
Exactly,
it
exactly.
I don't know how to get us back. I don't know how to get us back. That's the thing.
Yeah. How do
At
we get
least
back?
there's conscious conversations, but and I don't know how to get us back. I would
Wow.
love to have a formula for that, but I see these young kids out here, and most of the honestly around my area, I ain't gonna say what area that is and all of that, but around my
Mhm.
area, there's kids that have guns getting on the bus. You
Oh
might
yeah.
see it, they might not display
Yeah.
it or pub,
Right.
try to, but you can tell how
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody, looks when they have something on them, or so they're trying to conceal
Mhm.
something. But
Mhm.
you can't tell these kids nothing. And I'm not trying to say that because I'm 30 and all of that. So it's not about
You're
it's
still
not
young
about
and
that.
so
But
you're
it's like
still
you can't
young.
tell these young kids nothing. Like
Wow.
and I know I know my aunt and my grandmother probably like, oh, that's what we be saying to him and all that, because they right earshot, like they right in earshot. But it's true. And I wasn't
Mm.
doing. Let me clear the air first of all. I wasn't doing none of that stuff. So the stuff we discussing, I
That's
wasn't.
okay.
Whatever I was
That's
doing, it
okay.
wasn't that.
You wasn't ganging.
But yeah, I
Understood.
wasn't doing. Yeah, it
Understood.
wasn't none of that. And nah, that
Understood.
wasn't my upbringing. But I just don't know how to get them back. That's my
Right.
thing. I just don't know how to
Well,
get.
we may not be able to get them back, but we can move them forward. And then we could do
That's a great way to
sometimes.
say that.
Yeah, we may not get them back, but we can move them forward, by having more conversations, by having more awareness, um, conversations, and asking them and letting them know, listen, this is not only not good for you, but what's the solution? The solution is, and let them know what the future might be like.
Exactly.
Since they have all of this energy, change that negative energy into positive energy. Use that positive energy to guide and direct and help others with their emotional self, because really their emotions is dictating to them. Their
Exactly.
brain is saying different. Their brain is saying you are a good person. Their brain is saying, listen, yeah, you do need to protect yourself, but you don't need to protect yourself that way. The brain is saying to them, maybe they need to have conversations with their local community leaders, even the president for that matter. The brain is probably telling them in some form, through a coded message, through a TV commercial, or through somebody in the community, saying, get together and have collective conversations on the issues in your community.
Hmm.
Become a nonprofit. Become somebody who's going to march and
Something.
change legislature.
Something.
Become the
Become
problem
something.
solver. Stop
Become
talking about the
something.
problem and become the problem solver. People
Right.
start problems. This is what we would want to do.
Well
Start
said.
it and make it happen. Move forward.
That
So
part.
when we
I got a
have those
question for you, actually.
conversations,
I
yes.
got a question for you. I'm going to read off my friend, and thank you again for staying in here and watching this. I appreciate you, and show this to him too, my homie. Show this to my homie, and let him know this is what's going on. If he's
All
at work or
right.
whatever, that's cool, but show this to him. So she says that the
Absolutely.
government messed with it. She said the government messed everything up. She said giving kids the power to have their parents locked up for disciplining them, it makes no sense. And same with the teachers. Now, I'm not saying the paddle thing is what we need to keep, but at the same time,
Because some of them still
teachers
do it.
I still
Hmm.
had teachers like Mr. McBride and some other people that I wish I can remember their names off the top of my head, but were their moms. You didn't play with them just like you didn't play with your own mom because you
Right.
felt that energy off of those teachers and male teachers and everything. Like they felt like your uncles, your fathers, and you respected them as such. So there are teachers out there. I wanted to shout out to the teachers. Speaking of being involved with children, shout out to the teachers that are giving these kids a little something, even if they don't have it at home. So,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. Yes,
yeah,
yes. We have
hmm
teachers like that who care and they're disciplined. Some of the teachers are so undisciplined. These days, it depends, and it depends on the district. It depends on the camaraderie, not camaraderie, but it depends on the awareness in the community between teachers, school, and the parents.
yeah,
Sometimes the source resources are limited. Teachers spend a lot of money in resources, and they need more support so they could be those amazing teachers that they are. I know
exactly,
I have been
exactly.
one. My career was made in education, early childhood, middle school, and adult education, high school, or every aspect of child development. I was there as a teacher, an administrator, a dean. So I know what they go through. I know what teachers experience, and I know what parents and children experience. The thing is to be able to have more support from the administrators, the
Understood,
principals. When you get
understood.
that support from the principals, I believe that you have a great school community in the
hmm
school and outside the school, and it transcends in the community who your good teachers are, who the principals are, and those who really help. Because just for example,
hmm
sometimes there's children whose parents are working, they can't afford like to even have a birthday party for their
Very true.
child.
Which is
And
why I
every
said the
month I
grateful
used
part.
to do exactly. We
Yeah,
used to have birthday parties, monthly birthday parties to celebrate. We used to have sometime the kids who didn't have snacks or certain things and
clothing,
and clothes
toiletries.
and stuff. Exactly. We
I knew
started putting
people.
those things in the school available for the
Yeah,
kids to have.
under
So
discretion, under
under discretion,
discretion too.
exactly.
Yeah,
So the child wouldn't feel embarrassed. And we also had conversations in the classroom, and we taught each other a level of respect. Just because somebody doesn't have as much as you, or you think he or she
hmm
doesn't have as much as you must love and respect them for who they are and where they are going, and help them to get where they're going if you can. If you can't, ask somebody to help them to get where they need to go.
but
And then
somebody
it is
can do something.
somebody
Can do
exactly
something.
can
Right.
do
Somebody
something
can do something. And
at
you know
any
one
given
thing.
time.
One
Hmm.
thing I want to bring up real quick too that I want to remember. I'm saying this now so that when I watch the playback, I can remember and write it down. So I'm
Yes.
using this as my my little memory bank. But I want to talk about, and this might not happen anymore because things are a lot different. But I remember one of the things when you talked about little things put in place to keep children from being embarrassed about not having this or that, toiletries, food, whatever it may be, resources, whatever. But the shame I have seen on kids' faces when they would turn around and pointed towards, the office to go get the
Oh,
$6, or I can't remember how much it cost back then, but the
wow.
$4.50 from the little, plastic box.
Wow.
I'm blessed to say I haven't had issues with, lunch, but I firsthand know people that have. And one of the speaking of the school systems, just highlighting little small things. I would like to bring that back
Exactly.
up in discussion. So I would love to get back into the mindset of children because we need to start from the beginning. So
Yes, we
those little
do.
things, that's just one thing that stuck with me and just rang out. So I chose to say it on here,
Exactly.
but things like that.
Exactly. We used to
how these
have
teachers, yeah.
we used to create a we used to have like a jar in the
Hmm.
classroom,
Hmm.
and we would contribute like leftover if we had any on a day-to-day basis. We called it the blessing jar.
That's what's
And
up.
we would put like whatever amount that we had in the jar, and at the end of the week, whoever needed like the most, like I don't know if they didn't have money to pay for their lunch, or if they
Yeah.
didn't or if they didn't qualify for free lunch and things like that, we would
Hmm.
contribute that money to something. So it
But
was always a fundraiser. I was always teaching children how to fundraise in my class,
yeah, that's what's up.
because
That's a good
parents had
narrative.
so many different situations, and I was like, wow. And so yeah, and that was a part of mental, our mental health support
Yeah.
at that
Yep.
time, because sometimes kids gonna tell you, they're gonna tell you the tea. They gonna
Yeah.
tell you, listen, I didn't eat this morning because mommy didn't have blah blah blah, mommy says she didn't have this, daddy said he didn't do this,
And you know
and
what?
of the sort.
You know what? That's a subject that's what the subject you just gave me a well-rounded title for. One of the subjects I want to bring up is the importance of a meal with children.
Yes.
Students regardless, but children. Those are people
Children,
that
yeah.
obviously, if you're in school, you probably can't take care of yourself fully. You're probably not the
Exactly.
one taking care of your own meals. So the
Yeah, yeah,
importance of what that means for a child to have a decent meal. When you're at school and you're trying to study and and you have a hungry stomach, you have an empty
yeah,
stomach versus a
yeah.
child that's given a plate. Because I remember, and I'll let you out, I'm gonna give the mic back, but I just want to make this point that I remember how kids that didn't have enough were given uh dry, I'm not gonna cuss like I thought it was, but a dry, plain two-piece of bread, thin layer of peanut butter and jelly, and maybe a cracker. Maybe, a cracker, like two crackers in a pack, maybe a milk. But the way kids will be reduced down to nothing, not have grapes and peaches and having that piece of chicken or a piece of pizza or whatever, but the meals with children, the importance of them being able to eat, whether it's at school, at home and school, because some I knew that didn't have too much at home. So they relied on and would ask me for, hey, can I have a little bit of that? Sure. Because I knew at the end of the day, I was fortunate enough, let me say that way, fortunate enough to, if I wanted to go to get an extra thing of chips or I want to go to the vending machine or whatever. So I do want to acknowledge children and the importance of being well fed, really. Meals.
Exactly, exactly. We're gonna have that. We're gonna bring that up on the radar again. We're gonna bring that up again because,
Yeah.
yeah, because too, and another thing with children, and they're not if they're not able to eat, if they're hungry, then there's other things attached to that hunger piece.
Hmm.
There's other
So
things attached to
other
a hunger
things, if
piece,
that's
could
the
be,
simplest thing, is
yeah,
not happening,
because if
then
their basic needs are not being met,
then
hunger.
other things are around it. Yeah,
Mhm,
like
mhm,
you said, like you said.
mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So that's awareness. That's awareness, family. And in this great America, with all this God's green earth and sources and resources we have, no child should be hungry. No human should be hungry. No human should be without food, shelter, clothes, and anything necessary. However, we are bringing awareness to it, and we are changing it one thing at a time. And we can't. It's possible to do it collectively, one group at a time, right?
That
So
part.
this is the pit stop coming at you, and we'll be back on Sunday at the Just Stop It show. So pass through the Just Stop It show, and we're still advocating. We're still talking about accountability. We are accountable. We're accountable for food, clothing, shelter. We're
Resources.
accountable for all of that,
Yeah. So
and for
being
one
knowledgeable.
another.
Yeah. Exactly. One thing real quick,
Yeah,
you already know what I gotta do. I gotta put up disclaimer one more time. Even though we
get
catch you in the
to it.
beginning, we gotta catch you. Yeah, get to it, get with it. We gotta put you on at the beginning just as well as the end. So I want to read this disclaimer real quick. JTI friendly disclaimer. The information in this video is not intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content all content is to be considered as such. We are here for you.
Absolutely. And we mean that. We love you like no other, as God does. We are here for you. And please don't forget to see us at Facebook. Just stop it at Facebook. Leave some more information, not just about what we talked about, but any other subjects that you'd like to
Whatever
talk
you want to
about,
hear.
because we want to know. Yeah, we need to know.
We want to get into
Need
it.
to
We want
know.
to talk about it. We can't do it without
Absolutely.
y'all. Can't do it without
Absolutely.
y'all.
Absolutely. And we thank you for staying with us. We thank you for those. We giving a shout out to everybody who's been blessing us. I tell you, the poet has spoken, the Galaxy
Coming in a few
family.
times. Y'all been blessing
I'm
us a few
telling you,
times.
a few
Right.
times.
Mhm.
Kenneth, Reverend Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth Clark. Yep.
Kenneth Clark. Oh, Joy.
My mom,
Oh,
Shannon Grace Chappelle, the
Grace
opulent one.
Chappelle, the
Margaret
opulent
Gray.
one.
Kimberly
Margaret Gray, my
McCann.
big sister, Kimberly.
My aunt Kimberly, yes.
Auntie
Mhm.
Kimberly, we love you
Yes.
like no other, absolutely. And we just thank everybody.
Mhm.
Victor, my big bro Victor.
Chef Alva, you know I
also,
don't
shout out
forget
to
you. Chef Alva.
my
I'll never
Shiro
forget you.
Alva, absolutely. And my Shiro baby girl Ariel. And my big son Joey and William. Shout out to everybody, and Tiffany, and listen, just the whole JTI
I'm glad we got
fam.
so many of them to shout out in the first place. That's what worked. I
I'm
like that.
telling you, it's just a blessing just to have folks aboard. And listen, keep coming through and keep advocating for good mental health support. Keep being the best you. You are all you have, and we love you for that. Peace,
That
love, and
part.
joy. Peace, love,
Y'all
and joy.
already know
Love you,
what it
Trey.
is. Love you too. Great show. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'll see you later, okay? In a
absolutely.
while, like you say. In a while.
In a while.
All right, y'all. Good night.